Look what came in the mail. Good build quality on it. If you don't know, this is the award YouTube sends you when you hit 1 million subscribers on their platform. It's made me reflect on this whole journey. When I think about the secret sauce or secret weapon that was able to take us from 0, starting in my mom's basement, all the way now to over 1 million subscribers, which I'm so grateful for, it was the one thing I'm sharing with you in this very video. This is gonna be a good one for you if you have ambition. Aspiring coaches, musicians, you have a dream, actor, business owner. This very video might be the reason your hard work pays off or doesn't. You like visuals, don't you? Busted out the whiteboard. We're gonna draw it up together. Credit where credit is due. Gotta kick it off. Seth Godin wrote this beautiful little book. Literally, it's like less than 100 pages, called The Dip. I read this when I was getting started, and this concept has stuck with me, and I want to share it with you. On one axis, you have rewards, the hard work that pays off, what you actually achieve. And on the bottom, we have effort, the amount of sweat equity, grind energy you're putting into something. When you first start anything, there's this initial burst of excitement, beginner's progress, and it's really easy to level up. When you first start a business, when you first start making the song, when you first start your career or pivoting to something new, who isn't having fun? That's damn exciting. Then eventually there comes a time where you feel like you're putting in a lot of effort and the rewards aren't there. The dip is the long chasm between mediocrity and mastery. The more successful people I hang around and the deeper into this work I get, I've realized one concept: success goes to those who are finishers, not starters. But society has it backwards. We reward ourselves, we reward other people for starting things. Start a new diet, you post about it on social media. Wow, you get all this praise, good for you. Start a marriage, what do? You throw a wedding, big blowout wedding. Start going to college to become pre-med. Wow, he's gonna be a doctor, that's so cool. All those things are great, but running the numbers looks different. Diet. 80% of people who start a diet are off by the second week of February, if not sooner. Marriage. 50% plus end in divorce, even higher for seconds and thirds. Pre-med, most people who go to the pre-med school end up dropping out or they don't go on to become doctors. So we're really good and we reward starting things, but we're not as good at finishing them. The point is that everything worth doing has this dip that will come up. And if you don't understand this, you're gonna get here and think you're crazy and like, well, what's the point of this? I should just quit. It's too hard. It's not making any progress, whatever. Instead of understanding that everything and the best things in life has this dip: health, wealth, relationships, self-improvement. And if you push past it, what you want, the results are mastery. I wanted to tell you a personal story just as I was reflecting about this whole, journey with the YouTube channel and really my journey of pushing through this dip. I've seen it personally in my life show up in none other than what you are seeing now. When I first started this channel, I was in college, full of potential, got a decent tick up. I think we had like 10 to 20,000 subscribers. And for the longest time, my real motivation for doing this was, yes, inspiration, but I wanted to make it out of my mom's basement. I wanted to make some money. Doing what I love, what could be better? And I saw all these people with similar YouTube channels or similar topics, and they were making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year at the time. I was floored by that. Part of me was super inspired by that. Wow, I can do it too. That's awesome. They're talking about something similar. But I'm not gonna lie and say that there wasn't a huge part of me that was envious, jealous, feeling like I was putting in more effort than they were and they were somehow knowing something that I didn't. I was caught in the dip and it really did a number on my mental state. So I took all the profits from my YouTube channel and threw them into a mastermind. I'm gonna figure this out. I'm gonna learn how to build a real business. I'm gonna become one of those people at the top. I made a huge mistake. When I was in these masterminds, they were talking about business and monetizing. And so I was like, okay, maybe I'll just talk about that too, because that's where people are making their money. Instead of pushing through the dip and sticking to my guns of what I wanted to talk about and teach and what I was best at, these style videos, 2.0 development, self-improvement, it's the bread and butter. I love that stuff. I didn't stick to my guns and I thought there was an easier way, and I pivoted. For the first 3 months of pivoting and trying different style videos and content and everything like that, it was so fun. It was so exciting. It seemed effortless and like I was meant to do this. It was the exciting honeymoon phase of a relationship. The first 2 weeks of starting a diet, you know what I'm talking about. I had posted quite a decent chunk of videos, which I since removed because it doesn't represent who I am or what I wanted to do, and it was kind of a dark time for me. And then I hit this wall right here where I didn't know what to do. I was like, what? A dip again? Wanting to quit, burn out, feeling like I'm putting in effort and the results aren't there? What the heck is going on? I remember I was posting 3 times a week and the videos would get 1,000 views each. I did that for over 2 years. 2 years of hustle culture and grinding. If you just think about that word, grinding, do you want to be ground down? You know what grinding is? It's like if you have a salt shaker and you're literally twisting it, taking that kernel and grinding it down to the smallest fractional piece. And then the low point for me was I was sick, single, just gotten through a relationship, shivering. My apartment was really cold. It was only like $700 a month in Seattle for like this 2-bedroom. I'd just gotten back from tour and I was probably hungover too, if I'm honest. Right then and there in that low point, I was like, what am I doing? Like, should I just quit this? My friends from college are already working jobs and making good money. And I remember right then and there, I was this close to going to my LinkedIn profile and updating it and starting the job search. This thing that I had already thrown 5+ years into was gonna be all for nothing. I've never told this on YouTube, but there was one night where I had a very, very intense panic attack. I honestly thought it was a heart attack. I was this close to like going into the ER. And I remember my whole body was essentially shaking from all the pressure, the anxiety of, I have to go get a job and everything's for nothing. I'm a loser. Look at my life right now. I'm cold, sick, hungover, shivering in this apartment. The only thing that got me through that was I went onto YouTube and did like an hour, 2 hours, however long it was, of breathing exercises, of breath. So I hit this wall and I said, you know what? If I'm gonna quit YouTube, why don't I give myself 4 months? Just 4 months, do nothing, let things run in the background, see what happens. And I was deep in a journaling session asking myself, what can I be the best in the world at? What can I be top 10% in the world at? What's the one thing I want to dedicate my life to? And it hit me, I like all flashed back to when I first started this channel, which I was making videos talking about self-improvement, book summaries, just sharing ideas from the heart. And I was like, you know what? I would do that again, even for free. Recommitted to creating content that would help people get out of their low states, help them shift into the best version of themselves, help them achieve their dreams. What's more inspiring and gets you amped up than helping others have a mindset shift that sets them in a direction of where they're in somewhere totally new in 1, 2, 3 years from now? And I was only gonna make videos and content and treat it as art. Things that I was proud of, things that I wanted to make from the heart, things that got me inspired, things that I could put my name behind. And that's what we've been doing for the last 30 months. That's what took the channel from 100,000 subscribers to now over 1 million subscribers. And to solidify the change even further, decided with my girlfriend at the time, we wanted to change every area, not just like the business side. So we actually packed everything up from Seattle. Very impromptu, by the way. Only took us I think it was a month before looking at apartments and actually being in it. Moved to Scottsdale, Arizona, developed a killer coaching program with amazing clients, became a millionaire, have 1 million subscribers on the YouTube channel. And it was all from the heart. It was something that I didn't feel like I was forcing it out. It came from a place of power. I went to a few events and some entrepreneurs that I once looked up to and had the channels when I was in my mom's basement or when I was in that low point in that apartment, now reach out and ask, how did you do it? What happened? How did you turn things around? And yeah, it was coming from a place of the heart of where I was creating content that I was passionate about and inspired on and on fire to make. That excitement that translates from you in the camera to you on the other side. You can feel the excitement when someone cares about what they're talking about versus when they're just trying to force out a video for some clicks and views and money. It's just it's a different experience, isn't it? That was one thing, but the second thing was being able to find something I loved to push through the dip and get to mastery. One huge realization I had really this week when I was in a journaling session, while we're on the topic of this story that I feel like might be relevant for you, those first 5 to 7 years, from 20 to 27 that I was making things, it was from a place of force, okay? It was from a avoidance standpoint. I wasn't necessarily running to something, I was running from something. I was trying to escape being in my mom's basement, being in debt, being a loser, having a 9 to 5. Everything that I didn't want was motivating me. The last 3 years that things have been absolutely insane is coming from power. A place of power, a place of authenticity, a place where I'm drawn to something, towards towards a goal instead of running from fear. It's a totally different vibration. And if you can find a way to tap into that for yourself and operate from there, the results that I experienced are astronomical. And let me tell you, it's way more fun to create when you're inspired to something, to possibilities, towards, holy shit, this could really happen. This is a possibility for us. A plaque with 1 million people, thousands of people's lives changed, revenue goals that you can knock out of the park, that's exciting. Versus, yeah, I'm just trying to not be broke. I'm just trying to make it out of this place. Survival mode. I realized that the success, why it never felt good, because there were some years, don't get me wrong, where I made like $100,000, $200,000 from that energy. So technically it was working on paper. Right? You follow in this? Like most people would be like, oh yeah, it's pretty good. I didn't feel good because it was always a sense of relief. It wasn't joy that I was experiencing, it was relief. It was like someone who's trying to murder you, let's go with this, and they're pushing your head underwater and you're drowning and you're there and you're miserable and you're freaking out, right? And then they let your head up, that first breath of air, that's not joy you're experiencing. That feels really good, but that's just relief. Oh my God, I didn't drown. I almost died. That's not a good feeling. Flash forward now, when things happen, when we have the feedback and the positive comments and our coaching clients' lives that are changing and our team hits revenue goals, and I'm feeling like I'm having a lot of fun making these videos and it's an art project for me that I'm excited about, that's joy. That's excitement. That's true excitement right there. The wins, the highs are way higher. What I also found is the times where I'm like low or down or frustrated a bit, those are higher as well because you're operating from a totally different vibration. Really check in with yourself and ask if you're feeling that, like, how can I operate from a different energy? Are all these moments in my life where I'm like supposed to be happy, am I just experiencing relief that things didn't go wrong like I was projecting in my head? Point in case, when you're on vacation, are you relieved that you're not working and that's what you're feeling? Or are you joy and blissful in the moment? When you're with your partner, are you just relieved that you're not alone? Or do you actually love that person and care about them? When you get home from hanging out with your friends, are you relieved that you don't have to socialize and talk anymore and you can just turn on the TV and zone out? Or are you like happy that your social needs got met and you had awesome conversations and people in your life that care about you? I know what it's like to operate from both, and it's a conscious choice you have to make to switch from this force energy and step into the power. One of the ways that I've been able to push through the dip is by shifting and creating this future version of me. Not operating from the past version of you, of what you want to avoid, right? But being inspired and pulled towards that 2.0 you. I have a new free mini course that I threw together. You can watch it in like an hour. It's 100% free. I'll link it down below. In that course, there's a whole workshop that's very powerful if you need some extra help pulling out this 2.0 you, because I know that can be a little hard. So go click it after this video. I'll link it down below for you. There's one very important point here that I want to underscore. I am not giving off the hustle culture, toxic positivity that every single thing you start is going to have the dip and you have to push through it, otherwise you're a failure. It's actually not the case at all. The saying that winners never quit and quitters never win, that's garbage. Winners quit things all the time. As someone who has won on YouTube, if you classify 1 million plus subscribers as winning, which most people would, I've quit so many things, so many projects, so many bad ideas, it's not even funny. In fact, I'm ruthless with what I quit because I know that everything you start takes away energy from things that are operating in the background. So if you make an honest assessment when you're here that you don't want to devote yourself to pushing through this dip and becoming the best, it's actually beneficial that you quit because that's an opportunity cost. This dip is going to take so much energy to push past to get to mastery. Now you can throw that into things that you do want to push past and go for. Starbucks, pretty successful company, they used to have a music burning, a CD burning station in their stores. And they scrapped that idea completely because the model didn't make sense. They quit it. Well, Clark, I don't know when to quit. I don't know how to quit. All right, let me give you one test that you can do, an exercise called the rocking chair test. Okay, when you're 70, 80 years old, and you're sitting in that rocking chair, smoking your cigar, smoking your pipe, let's make you a little distinguished, and you're looking back on your life, am I going to regret blank? Am I going to regret blank? Am I going to regret not touring in a band when I'm 70 years old? My 14-year-old version of me who was just listening to some 41 CDs, trying to impress girls with drumming, is he going to be bummed out by the 80-year-old version of me that I didn't go for it? Yeah, he would. Is the 80-year-old version of me going to be bummed that the 23-year-old version of me, the 33, the 43-year-old version of me didn't want to travel the world and see things because it was too much energy or it was too risky or the money? He just wanted to sit on his couch and binge watch shows? Yeah, he would. Is the 80-year-old version of me going to be mad that I married this person? And even though I knew it wasn't right, I could see the signs from a mile away, the red flags. I stuck in there out of comfort. Instead of trying to be alone again, love myself and share that love with someone who's better for me. Do with that one what you will, but powerful question and test. That's a little bit about my journey. That's a little bit about the dip, and hopefully you can take something away and push through it a little bit longer, reframe your mindset to go for mastery. All right, see you in the next one. Stop selling, start living. Later.